You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
What I mean, this is your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And today, man, we have a literary superhero, an artistic superhero. I mean, we got an educator, we have an entrepreneur, we have people that are just doing things, man. We got one guy that is known for high school heroes, and he got a live Kickstarter right now with the homie here that we had as a guest many eons ago, if you will, or episodes ago. Like, whoa, what's going on here? So these two creative powerhouses are together today because they got a fire live Kickstarter right now called Smokey's Junior Rangers. Oh shit, folks, you guys gotta buckle up, grab that bug spray, baby, and those back issues, because we are about to take a nature walk through creativity with the two incredible creative forces here, that dynamic duo of James Mascia and Mike Dolce, baby. How you doing?
What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, welcome to the show, fellas. Happy to have you on here and talk about this dope fire project you guys got live right now on Kickstarter and so much more. To catch up with my man Mike. First time in you here, James. Thank you for coming on. So, origin stories and all. I love talking about this kind of things. James, talk to me. Were you bit by a radioactive pen, or did the writing powers just ignite one day when you started stepping into the creative world?
I've been writing stories since I'm a little kid, so
you were born with a pen in your hand.
I've always had the writing bug, as you say.
Well, excellent. What are you, Big Mike? Just to give folks a reminder, Size Studios is in the building, baby. So what you been up to since our last visit? What's popping?
Making tons of comics. We've been doing Sire since the last time I spoke to you about 2 years ago. Plan 79 from Outer Space, which is the sequel to Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space. Also had two releases drop through a company called Rogue Matter, Time Trader, and Roman's Rise, and been doing stuff with Dren Productions ever since. We got a whole lot of stuff on the plate.
All right, so, before we get into this dope Kickstarter and all, and your creative, journeys, I need to know the story of the Promance here now. That's what I like to call it, the Promance. So, how did you guys even connect, man? Because it's Side Studios, it's Dren Productions, and now you guys are working together with this fire book. Talk to me. Whoever wants to start first here, and then the other person will tell me the truth, because somebody's gonna be fit.
Go ahead, James.
I would just we actually met in a dramatic writing class in college.
Yeah, so we
Larry Carr all the way.
Unfortunately, it's now 25 years or so since I've known this guy. So
25 years, and you guys still have hair.
Long time.
That means That means he's a good friend. He hasn't stressed you out. You still got your hair.
Yeah.
My friends are making me lose mine. That tells you about them.
No, we actually, we met in college, but then we ended up connecting again at New York Comic Con. 15 years ago or so.
Baltimore,
and James was just starting out with his novels.
What's Baltimore?
That? I think it was Baltimore Comic Con.
Was it? All right. It could be. Yeah, either one. I'm not sure.
Baltimore Comic Con.
Okay. James was just starting out with his novels. I had already been published. Self-published through Aftershock Comics, and then did some stuff in Image and stuff. We started tabling together in New York Comic Con because James jumped into this mess here of the comic book world, and we would convention together for many, many years. And then about 5 years or so ago, maybe longer, we just decided to team up because we've been doing stuff together anyway at that point.
I love it. So that's the way it is. So. No, I love that he said, "Nah, brother, it was Baltimore." No.
Yeah.
He checked you on that shit. I like that. This is what I'm saying. That's why I like to hear the story. Well, what made you connect, though? I mean, you said it was through the drama class, but what was it about each other's energy that y'all thought, "Oh shit, I think we could work together"?
You know what? I think when you spend hours behind a table or a booth, for days upon end. that's a good litmus test of whether or not you can work
Tolerate
together.
someone. Yeah.
Bouncing
That's about tolerating.
Yes.
and bouncing incredibly stupid ideas off of each other.
Yeah, but it must be fun. I've done boothing. I had neighbors that I've inspired my neighbors because again, they always put me. I like to do giveaways, so they always put me in the aisle, and I'm the one being so loud. And then I see all these indie creators like, why are you not standing in front of the table like I am? Why are you not putting this book in their hand like I am? Like, so yeah, come on, this is free, but you're charging. At least tell them, no, listen, it's a free peak, for the greatness. And it was funny. All of a sudden, a day later, about half the crowd and the booth people were standing in front of their tables doing what I'm doing.
Right.
That Sunday, it was great. They're like, "Yo, you inspired my." I was like, "Yeah, we got to be loud and proud, baby, because if you got to sell these independent books." But this is a fun project. I can't wait to show it off in a minute. But a lot of stuff going on here. Now, I want to go to James here because you said you've been writing for a minute, right? So and you're also an educator. So thank you for your service and patience. Again, for you to have a full head of hair as an educator and a comic book guy, holy shit, bro.
That's a good point.
I'm saying, bro, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you make the time, man? Like to educate, our family and then create.
Early mornings and late nights.
You're not sleeping, huh?
No, I sleep. I just, it's after the kids go to bed, work, and before the kids wake up, work.
So what is that schedule like, though? When you say you work, do you put yourself on a set schedule? Is there a regimen? Like, okay, so the kids are bed at 8, so I'm gonna work from 8 to 10, and I gotta get my rest, or an hour, or it's like until my brain says enough.
Yeah, pretty much. Essentially. Essentially, it's just I get done what needs to be done, and whatever length of time that's going to take. And it's not like I'm waking up early, except like yesterday when we launched the Kickstarter, I made sure I was up early to make sure I put all the finishing touches on that.
And how beautiful, man! Because I can't wait to sew it.
Whenever I wake up, that's when I start working.
How about you, man? Do you have that same type of work ethic, Mike, man, when it comes to science studios and your work? Because I see you do not just writing, but you also an artist, and you also podcast yourself.
Yeah.
So, you busy, son.
Yeah, no, I own my own business, which is something that I'm really proud of. It's been about 10 years
baby.
Now.
Let's go.
So
entrepreneurs.
MBD Studios is my website company, and I left a boring IT job to pursue it. I actually used to work at Wizard Magazine a long time ago.
You worked at Wizard? Stop lying.
Yeah,
I got my #1 issue on the wall from the day I bought it at the comic shop.
We can always do it. We can always do an episode later on about Wizard. I got lots of stories from there.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen, nostalgia, baby, a nostalgia podcast.
Yeah. So I left the company. I left the company to form my own company with the express purpose of making it a creative studio. So that's really funding. That's funded a lot of things going on. And you talk about the partnership between James and I. It's something that is an asset in the terms of, I have a business background now, and I've been, a successful business person for, 10 years or so. So that's what allows me to kind of, the time. And it was a lot of, 50-hour work weeks, before I had kids, building the business up, getting the clientele. While also still publishing comics.
You made a point there, though. 50 hours a week before kids.
Yes.
But to be honest, when it comes to supporting family, does that even change at all? Or does it become 60 hours a week now? Because now you got extra mouths to feed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'll tell you right now that gives you the drive to always look at the bottom line a little bit, which, when I first started out, it was all about the art, and it still is about the art, but it's, but it was never about, I didn't want to sell out. I didn't want to be a sellout, but now you kind of realize, wait a minute, when you become a publisher, when you're a self-publisher, you're becoming your own publishing. Like, we're actually a legitimate publishing company now.
Yeah. You're a company, you're mainstream, baby. You're out there.
Yeah.
So I hate the word sellout. So you are not allowed as an independent creator to make money.
Right.
You're
well,
supposed
you know what
to
it is?
starve. So you're supposed to work and starve. I
Correct.
hate that. How about you work and make that paper and F the haters? That's
You
it.
know what? I always just thought the money would come, and now, you know, years later, we're like, no, you know, let's make sure, you know, we have to actually have to make decisions. Like, does this book make us money? Does this actually, you know, is it worth the investment? We've had properties, you know, that people have submitted, and we're like, this is awesome, and then it just doesn't do anything, and we're like, okay, you know, unfortunately, it sucks because the artist in us is like, this is great. But the publishing company in us has to be like, well, it also loses us money every month.
So James, talk to me. You know, as the man from Dren, a writer, creator, and you know, again, you know, and let me add yet another layer to you. You also do board games. Holy shit!
That's all,
They're
James.
not board
Yeah.
games. They're role playing games.
Role
they're
playing
like,
games. All right.
Yeah, they're like D&D supplements.
But nonetheless, look at all this stuff you do, bro. I mean, where's your brain at? Again, man, you say young that you got all into this. Was your family a pop culture family? How did you get introduced to the culture, if you will? How did you find it? What was the first thing you fell in love with?
I mean, the first comic I got was Man of Steel #1 back in, like, you know, the early 90s.
Oh man, the first variant covers. I mean, you know, from the big two, it was because of DC, the Man of Steel #1. It had two covers.
Yep.
Those were the first real variant covers outside of what Indie was doing it. But that was the first time DC said, you know what, let me copy Indie. Of course, that's what Big Two does.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm throwing shade.
I'll say this too.
I mean, like, honestly, like, you know, I mean, that's where the love of comics, you know, started.
Love it. And was your family a fan though of comic books when they landed?
I mean, like,
you know,
not
or
really.
did you buy this yourself?
No, my dad bought them for me, but
your
like,
pops.
you know,
hey, shout out to pops.
We never. I mean, I'm the only one in my family that does comics. I'm the only
James,
one, you know.
You're one of the listen, I'm almost at 600 episodes. You are probably one of 10 people now, I could probably count in my head, that has ever said it was their father that put them onto comic books. Do you know the majority say it was their moms?
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that funny? I always ask that question for a reason. It's that I want to collect all this data in my head. Like, it's funny who does influencing. Like, we consider ourselves the geeks, but when mommy is out there, she's the one buying the goodies for the kids, right? So mommy used to be the one that bring me Savage Sword of Conan. I mean, an 8-year-old boy shouldn't have been looking at Savage Sword of Conan, but hey, thank you, Mom.
That's funny because I mean, I got turned on to it from friends at school, but my dad was definitely the one that would drive me to the comic book store and, you know, really support the habit, you know, of doing it for sure. That was definitely a dad thing.
All right, now see, now it was, for me, Mom, that's how she would bribe me. Hey, I gotta go someplace, take care of your brothers. I'll bring you some books. All right,
that's great.
And she wouldn't. She would like, what you want? I said, I trust you. She actually would always give me fire, man. She bought me the first Suicide Squad issue 1. Remember that famous cover with the villains on the side, and it.
Okay.
You know, I was like, yeah, that's what got me so much more in love with villains. I'm like, yo, these are the bad guys. They got bombs in their head. What the hell is this? Mom, why are you buying me right now? You know what I mean? I love it. All right, so let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. We have a dope Kickstarter we gotta be talking about right now. This baby, you said it went live yesterday, James?
Went live yesterday, yep.
Oh my God. First of all, a big old effing salute, because you guys were looking for $1,000 goal. You're already at 1,400. And that baby is coming. A big salute, man. Indie baby, love you guys. 65 backers, and we got 19 days to go. Below is the link right there, folks, right there. Making it easy, Dren Production /Smokey. All right, check out this amazing Kickstarter. Now, talk to me. Junior Rages, 24 pages, color pages, gloss. I mean, look at this art. All right, talk to me. What's going on here? What is this story all about?
Well, Smokey is back, and he's you know, teaching wildfire prevention to a new group of kids who will eventually become his junior rangers, and he teaches them all about, in this particular issue, about campfire safety. And with the help of a special guest, the elder tree, who is the essentially the heart of the forest, the oldest tree in the middle of the forest.
Oh, the wise one, if you will. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, cool. All right. And I see something really cool here. Because again, all right, I don't know if this generation remembers Smokey the Bear, but my 50-year-old ass does. You know what I mean? You got to prepare forest fires. You know, I remember that. And I see this stamp here, officially licensed product. Holy smokes, man. Talk to me how you guys got your hands on such an iconic character.
So first we have to correct him, James, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You take that. I have to go grab my kids.
Go grab them.
So here's the funny thing, and this was something we learned throughout the process of getting the license. It is not actually Smokey the Bear. I know. No. It's Smokey Bear, and we got corrected of it numerous times. We got corrected by the licensing agent, and he said, whatever you do, just make sure you refer to it as Smokey Bear when you talk to the actual Forest Service, because they will not be happy if you call it Smokey the Bear. I don't know where exactly the Mandela effect took place, but
so the word "the" is the key proponent and the copyright of Smokey.
There's no the. Yeah, no, there's no the. It's just Smokey Bear.
Oh, that is insane. But yet we ought to know
Smokey the Bear, right? It's Smokey the Bear. I don't know what
I know what you guys are doing here. You guys are Mandela affecting me right now.
That's what I'm saying. No, we were Mandela affected too. Who knew? Who knew?
Sorry about that.
No worry, man. We're talking about the Mandela effect you guys are doing to us right there with Smokey Bear, Smokey the Bear. Interesting. Very interesting.
This is the funny thing. We've been on numerous podcasts promoting this.
And everybody has said it.
It's not just us. It was not just us. We were, everyone's like, no, it's Smokey the Bear. I'm like, no. Turns out it's not. But that's just one of the things that one of the small, hurdles to jump through when you officially license something. We met with the licensing agent in the summer of 2024, and we actually met about a couple different properties that the agent represented. And one of the things he said, they're looking to do a Smokey Bear comic book again. This might be something that works. And, honestly, it wasn't an arduous process at that point, because at this point, the Drenton Production has been around for 15 years, but we've been in comic book stores for 5 now at this point. And so we have a track record on Kickstarter, and then we have a track record, with retailers. And so we're able to, give them, show them an actual, a proposal. And like I said, coming from, the business world for myself, doing a request for proposals, not, out of what I do and what we're able to do. And so it was actually a pretty seamless process in terms of getting the license. It was just filling out the paperwork and having the credentials to back it up.
Excellent. Funny. It was duh. I don't give a shit, but whatever. I mean, look at this. It looks great. I mean, look at this art. Look at these covers, and to see Smokey back in business. I mean, just to see this wholesomeness. I love this. I mean, but was that what it was about? Bringing back some wholesomeness to comics? Because again, listen, comics should always be fun and whatnot. But also, come on, man. I mean, for kids, also, why not have a mess? I remember reading these things when I used to be in kindergarten, second grade. They give us these comic books, the drug ones and the safety ones. Like, what happened to those? I hardly see that. It's nice to see this.
Kids love this stuff too. I mean, this is definitely. I mean, kids love comic books. Kids love graphic novels. And a credit to James, who is the mastermind behind the story in this. That he's really. I mean, James, you can explain what your inspiration for it was, in terms of what you were picturing when you were writing it.
Yeah, well, where were you at mentally?
So I mean, I have a young daughter still. She's 8 now, but she watches and watched a lot of like the old Nick Jr. and Disney Jr. shows. When I was writing this, that's what I was thinking of, making this like an episode of like a Disney Junior show.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Where, you have the characters, they're presented with a problem, they work through that problem, in a very, we'll call it a very healthy way. And,
very 80s sitcom, 30 minutes, right?
Fun and everything.
You're bringing that old 80s sitcom type of style, in 30 minutes, you get presented with a happy story, oh my god middle, and like here's the resolution, episode over. What are we doing here, man? Is this gonna be a franchise or what? I'm already liking what you've been talking about. This is great. And wow, he's been around for over 80 years and has not had a comic book published in over 50 since I was born. You telling me my man has not had a book since 1975?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
More than that, I
Whoa.
think 73, if I'm not mistaken.
52 years, insane. Yeah. Wow. And yet such an iconic character. Whoa, what a time to step into this franchise then. With nostalgia being so hot right now.
Right.
No, absolutely. I mean, and again, the cool part is from a creative standpoint, they have certain rules that we have to stand by in terms of the visuals, but in terms of the story, as long as it's educational, we can kind of tell it in a fun way. And James had mentioned the elder tree, and that's a creation that he kind of came up with, and it was something that he and I had bounced ideas back and forth about in terms of being able to add something to it. And also the Junior Rangers, it's a good diverse group of kids, so a lot of different kids can kind of see themselves as part of this group. And I mean, when you're a kid too, I mean, there's nothing better than playing in the woods and going on adventures and figuring that stuff out. So that's what the series is going to really entail. And there will be some education to it, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be just picture what it was like being a kid. And now Smokey and the Elder Tree can kind of be that guide into creating new adventures for them.
Ooh, let's go, folks. And let's run through some of these pledges right here. It's simple for $1 you get started, because they're nice. You can skip out on a good cup of coffee, because who buys the Starbucks? That's too much expensive and it tastes like crap anyway. Get some real coffee from the carts. New York City carts got the best coffee. I don't give a crap. All right. And then here we go. We got a little reward. Listen, you get started with a PDF for $8. All right, with an item included, and then we start getting into cover A for 15. So that's a print and a PDF, correct?
Yes, you get both. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. You get to smell the ink, baby. Ooh, some shelf porn or box porn, wherever you put your stuff at. We look at that. So $15. So we got those variants, right, of your artists here. So we got Guzman, we got DS20 Yard, right?
Yep.
Another Guzman cover right there. I'm sorry. I'm Latino. I'm gonna say that the right way. Most people say Guzman. No, Guzman, bro. Boricua, baby. All right. So cover collection. You get all covers for $40 right there. Love it. Look at this. Get all three. All right. Plus all the stretch goals unlocked during that campaign, and that's only $40.
We are very close to unlocking the first one.
Listen,
we're only a few bucks away from unlocking that first stretch goal.
It's gonna happen right now. Come on, folks, pitch in. Listen, let me keep that link up, man. Hey, I see you guys that are watching. I saw that you guys are liking. Go ahead and pitch into this baby right now. Show love to independent creators that are bringing something fun for the kids. Something fun, educational, and it's Smokey. So we're gonna read it too. Don't give me no business. You're gonna read it. I want to read this. It's Smokey. Hell yeah. I mean, they just sent me the PDF. I just unfortunately did not have the time to read it, but I'm going to be reading it right after this. And with permission, I would love to review this for Comic Crusaders.
Absolutely.
That is fine.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love it.
Excellent. And there we go. Oh, man, you got postcards. What's popping with these postcards? What you doing here?
Yeah, those are add-ons.
Okay, cool. So anything special with the postcards? What, are they like blank postcards? Are you guys going to write stories behind those postcards? For the backers that do that,
they're literally going to just be postcards.
Yeah.
But listen, it's an idea here for cons. If you happen to have these extra postcards, and somebody, they buy a book, maybe look at them and say you can write a sentence story or paragraph story about them based on how they look. Official by you, OG.
Mm-hmm.
Make something personal.
I like it.
Yep. I mean, on a postcard, why not? I mean, you expect some writing on that, or get a custom stamp that only you guys got and put that on that. Come on now, son. I want that postcard to look OG. I like to give ideas. Oh man, I I better see a T-shirt of this shit because I really love this sticker. Oh
Can't
my
do a
god!
T-shirt. We don't have the license for that.
Oh, you
Yes, and that's
can't.
a funny part.
Oh,
It's funny you mentioned that. There's certain limitations to what we can do. We'd have to
really?
an
We
entire
had to
new
get
license
special
for
permission
T-shirts.
just to make the postcards and the sticker.
Yeah.
Really? Whoa.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I love learning here. So this is really finicky when it comes to known characters and IPs then to work with, huh? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it is something that you deal with. Again, these are corporate folks, and their number one thing is making sure that everything
they
is.
get paid.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's for sure. But actually, I gotta be honest. I think when it comes to the U.S. Forest Service, they're just making sure that their T's are crossed and their I's are dotted in terms
I
of
get it. But how about share with creators, Forrest? Creators
Yeah.
will make more for you that'll make people want to go. Let them make this T. I need this T-shirt.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can.
I wear the shit out of this, bro.
What do you call it? James can direct you to some bootleg stuff.
Well, there we go.
I didn't say nothing.
Man, let me tell you, I need this as a T. Oh, and you could do a patch sticker. That's cool. Okay. All right. And now let's get into the stretch goals. So you say you're so close to number one. So explain to folks what stretch goal number one is, James.
So the stretch goal is just getting the digital wallpapers, which is essentially the artwork for from the covers with nothing on them.
Oh, virgins. Then there we go. I know people don't like
and
that
then you
term,
can do it,
but-
and then you can get it. Put it as a background on your phone or something.
Yeah, definitely for the phones.
Or
Yeah,
your
hell yeah.
iPad.
And the iPad and whoever use those and like I do and your Android tablets, all those wonderful tablets. I don't want to say tablets. Let's not give iPad all the credit. Man, there's other ones that are even better. I just can't talk about it until they pay me. Now stretch goal number two. They're gonna get a Smokey Bear bookmark. Okay, so that's a bookmark. Yeah, okay, I'm digging that. And then a digital coloring book. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Could easily print it out and color in.
I love this. All right, and folks, listen to that with that whole junior big bundle. That's all three covers, all three postcards, 2 exclusive stickers, and obviously the PDFs. All the unlocked stretch goals, man. Just $50. What an Uber deal for an iconic IP. I mean, come on, man. It's right there. Go hit that link right now. I'm gonna do a refresh. I hope somebody pissed in. That would be nice. That happens sometimes. With that 1483, I'm gonna do a quick refresh. They also got socials where you could keep up. Come on, tell me somebody. Come on, guys. Yeah, you're gonna stay the same. By tomorrow, this better be like 2483. Make a rack tonight. Let's manifest this. Oh, let's go. I want everything unlocked. All right, so based on what you've talked about regarding, what we could get, is there any surprises maybe in store of things that you just can't say? Is there any teasers of possibly something else that you guys could do with Smokey that can't be said? Is there a tease anywhere?
James, I'll leave it up to you.
Well, we are doing more issues.
Oh, okay, bet. Yeah.
This is just the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. So you're locked in to make this something that's gonna hopefully endure longer than just this one.
Yeah, for sure. And we, we're also talking to some companies as well about getting it into more distribution channels than just the comic book store. So that's exciting.
As they should be. I mean, look at even Dollar Tree nowadays is selling DC Comics. You seen that?
Oh,
so
okay.
Let's put it back. Let's put back comic books on 7-Elevens. I think indies, if we could find one good independent distributor, let's go back to the old school method. Let's bring spinner racks back. Let's put them Jones back in stores.
I agree.
Let's do
Mike
that.
tried the spinner racks.
Let's do it.
Mike likes the spinner racks. He
has
tried those.
Yeah, but I love the spinner rack. Yeah, we did the spinner rack at New York Comic Con to help.
And it attracts people. It does. Anytime I see one, I stop. I'm one of those old school. Oh shit! I want one for my house. You know what I mean? But they're mad pricey for the OGs.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
they are.
the old time ones, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I know I've seen the modern ones and they're nice. But I need a little rust on mine. Just I want it to look like my old comic shop. Give me a little rust hint somewhere. I want it to squeak when I move it. All right, so guys, I mean, what else is popping? Because it is con season. We're in the summer, baby, and it is hot, like this book is right now. I mean, which is successfully funded. Are you guys going to be making any Comic Con appearances?
I will be wandering San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there, baby. Yo, we better give a high five. But when you
No,
hear somebody
absolutely.
say "Whip" on the aisles, just look around. It's like I'm not gonna be the loudest Puerto Rican on the spot. Probably the only one. Don't get me, Ice. I have a real ID.
Yeah, so I'll be on the floor and I'll definitely come say hi. San Diego's a good networking con for us.
Let's
so
just change numbers after the podcast, so that way when you're there, I'll give you a text to see where you at, and maybe we could connect and party.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. And then I'll be at New York Comic Con in October. James, are you doing any? I think you're doing a show.
I'm already in New York Comic Con. Are you boothing or walking?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll have a booth there.
We as of right now, we may or may not have a panel at New York Comic Con.
All right. Well, the panel's one thing, but the booth is there. You guys are gonna have a booth.
Yeah.
Booth is there.
Oh, then I'm gonna get to meet you there, James. I'm already locked in for New York. So awesome.
Cool. Other than that, I'm just doing a couple of small shows in the DC area between now and then. So,
all right, when you say small shows, show them some love, man. We gotta show love to those independent comic book folks that put on those wonderful shows. Where you gonna be at? Give me some names. Look them up.
I know one of them is called RestuCon.
Okay, cool.
RestuCon, and then
wonderful.
I can't remember the other one. Big something. It's Big something. But they're little one-day cons, at the end of July and August.
I dig it, though. That's the stuff we got to talk about, though. Again, the whole community, from the showrunners, you creators, those showrunners are independent. Like, Repop would be the big two, right? Fanex would be big two, right?
Yep.
But again, you got to talk about those little guys, those 1 day, those 2 days. Like, I know guys from Jersey and New York that have been running shows for 25 years plus. I mean, crazy, and it's for the fandom, and they're always full. And we got shows people love too that help you guys have a lane outside of internet where you can actually meet people.
Yeah. No, it's been interesting since COVID. I mean, we definitely did more shows pre-COVID, and not because of COVID, but just we conned very, very hard in 2022 and 2023, and so. The strategy right now was to really beef up the online game in the past year or so, which we've done, and kind of focus on the smaller shows. To be honest with you, New York Comic Con is a great show, but it's not. We don't make as much money there as we did maybe 10 years ago, where it was really, really great. So smaller shows are actually great, though. The smaller shows are great for making, for actually making some money.
Yeah, the money and meeting the community, and especially the niche, that's what you could actually build a fan base that will actually come and talk to you about the stories, and maybe they can even inspire something new based on their love. It's wonderful. I get you on that. I love the small shows. I prefer to actually do those. People hear me like, yeah, I'm going to do SEC. I want to do NYCC because that's part of the Comic Crusaders world. But as Al Mega.
Blue Hen Comic Con. That's the other one.
There we go. Hey, he found it. Oh, yeah.
That's the other one.
When is that? Does it tell you the date?
I forget when it is. It is.
Yeah, man. We gotta take care of you. Make sure you get them handshakes. Get them, sell them books, baby. All them books. We gotta tell people. My man James is at Dream Productions. The next big indie publisher, folks, over here. And again,
August 16th.
In August. Oh, snap. There
and that's in Delaware.
In Delaware. There we go. In Delaware, August 16th, folks. Stay tuned. My man James is going to be in the building. But you can also check out my man Mike at SDCC. He's going to be touring, walking around. You should put a thing with you. Big sign, I'm a creator, buy my book. And then just, have a little, instead of selling gum and chocolates, it'll be all the books instead. Hey, you can buy them. Hey, listen, if you need help with that, let me know. I don't mind doing it for a day.
No,
So
that's great.
I gotta get commission, and I will not wear high heels. All right, bro.
All right, well, then that deal's off then.
But you guys rock, man. I love the energy, man. This is what I need you guys to do for us. The most important thing to do during, after this podcast, as you listen, drenproductions.com/Smokey, and that's DREN productions.com. Smokey is SMOKEY. All right, easy peasy. You go there, you then run that Kickstarter page, and you back that project right there. Bang, make it rain. Remember, you don't get a bill until the project is done. They have 19 days to go, so you go ahead and pledge right now. They ain't billing you until almost 2 weeks from now. So you're good. You're almost 3 weeks, baby. So you get it done. Otherwise, stay tuned on every single step that they're doing. And you heard they're gonna do more Smokey, baby. Smokey Bear. No the.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's tough, man. I know it's tough.
You know what? I would love that had to been the title Smokey Bear. No the.
That's issue 2.
Shit, bro. I love it. Follow them on social, on Facebook and Instagram at Dren Production. Again, that's DREN Productions, man, as well as their website, drenproductions.com. And follow my man Mike, bro, right here on social medias at Sire Studios, SIRE Studios. And he said on one of them is an underscore, right? You said X?
Twitter, yeah.
There you go. He says Twitter. I say X, potato. It is
Twitter X, yeah, whatever it's called.
Whatever. It's gonna be called Elon Social.
That's right.
Probably by tomorrow. Who knows? Or whatever he wants to call it. America First Party.
That's it. Yeah.
AF. It's AF. All fucks. Let's go. Jesus Christ. Let's just live and create and have fun, folks. This is all we should be worried about. Let's feed our people. Let's be happy. No war. All love. Creativity. And a salute to creators like you, my man, James, Mike, because you guys are bold and brave enough to share your stories and put yourselves out there. Because, that shit is not easy. No. I do this and I get scared, sometimes. And I cannot imagine writing a book, or creating something, And I've seen how some people talk. Like, listen, if you're not doing, don't be talking. All right? That's what I'm saying. All right. Otherwise, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate, again, support that Kickstarter, support Dren, support Sire, support my man James, Big Mike in the building, baby. It's Al Mega, it's Comic Crusaders. You know what it is. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. All right. Follow us everywhere, comiccrusaders.com. WEPA!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.